Welcome back, everyone. This is Becoming a Man Part 7. I don't know. I can't keep count. I don't have time to record these videos now because I'm back home and my family's around 24/7, so I'm going to have to make time. I think I'm going to have to go for a long walk tomorrow morning, probably on the way to the gym, and get this all sorted. Otherwise, this series is going to crash and burn again. And if I'm just being real, if it fails a second time, then I really don't see myself making any sort of comeback. So, let's wait and see. Okay, bye. Okay, all right, everyone, welcome back. I am back in my hometown now. So I finished my full-time employment, which is a bit weird and it's making me feel kind of jobless. And, I think being unemployed isn't a great feeling after spending so long having something to do in a structured manner all day. I'll be honest, I've spent the last few days kind of just lounging around and not really doing much of anything except going to the gym. Somehow that habit has persisted, so I'm going to take that as a good sign. Yeah, it's been a really hectic few days though. I want to say Friday, when I finished work, I basically got home and sat on my bed and tried to process the fact that I didn't have to go to work on Monday. It was a very, very odd feeling, and it kind of incapacitated me in a sense because I just didn't know what to do, For such a long time, my thoughts had revolved around work and projects that we were working on and, all this technical stuff in my head. But now that's removed from me completely, and even if I want to think about it or access all of that data, my laptop's been taken, so I can't. And yeah, I felt odd. I felt like something was stripped of me, almost like I was stripped of purpose. But what it did teach me is that when men don't have something to do, or maybe just people in general, when people don't have something to do, it's a pretty awful feeling. And when you're in that headspace, I feel like it's a lot easier to slip into bad habits and start getting things wrong. So I'm a huge advocate for structure and making sure that you always have something to work on, something to do. I want to say that on Friday, I was lounging around in my room, not really doing anything, and this odd thought process of, oh man, I'm just not going to go to the gym today. I'm just not going to really do anything. And it took me like a moment of clarity when I was just sat doing nothing, and I feel like I could see myself in third person, and I was kind of just disgusted by myself, and I was like, man, what the hell am I doing? And I went to the gym. It was like 11 p.m. I got back at like midnight. That's a good thing about pure gym. 24 hours, right? So I got back from the gym and I felt good. And I was like, okay, cool. Saturday, very, very hectic. Packing all my things, loading them into my dad's car. Cleaning, because I have to make sure that room's spotless before I go, or they're going to take money out of the deposit. Yeah. Very, very busy day. Spent the last few days unpacking, trying to get my stuff sorted, recovering, I suppose, because I did need a little bit of time to get myself together and get used to the fact that I no longer have a job, or the fact that I've been sleeping so little for the past year out of my own bad habits. I think that's the first thing that I'm going to try and fix now, my sleep schedule. I want to be, in bed by midnight maximum. I feel like earlier than that, let's be real, for me right now, it's unrealistic. But later than that is bad for me. Oh my God. So loud. For what? But yeah. I just got done with leg day. See, this is the thing about personal trainers, right? I went up to this dude and I was like, yo, could you give me some advice? I'm struggling to sort of, engage my lats when I'm training my back. I feel like I'm not really growing them, even though I'm eating well. And bro basically just had a long-winded way of saying buy my PT sessions. So I don't know, man. Like, I get that he's trying to sell me a product, and you know, everyone's gonna make money, but come on, just give me some advice. Just give me some good-natured advice. And you know, it depends on the person. So each their own, I guess. I can't blame you completely, can I? What I'm going home to do now is studying. I've got a lot of studying to do. I've still got some exams left that I need to get out the way. Gonna get that done with, hopefully. I've got about 5 weeks to prepare for them. I'm not feeling fantastic, I'll be real. But let's hope that over the past year, I've built up some sort of work ethic and, you know, I can actually sit down and study and focus for a while now. I don't want to make the same mistake as last time where that's ringing because of me, because I pressed the stupid button. I should have just gone. But I don't want to make the same mistake as last time where I leave it too late and then I'm panicking and I can't really cover anything properly and I don't really learn anything. It feels so strange looking at any JLR products now because I've worked on them. So now when I see a Range Rover driving past, I'm kind of like, I understand that car. I understand why it is the way it is. I also know everything that's wrong with it. So, yeah. Well, I don't know everything that's wrong with it. I know some things that are wrong with it. What else? What else do I have to tell you? I've been to the gym consistently, that's about it. Not really had time to think about anything else. Or if I have had time, I spent it lounging around, recovering. I don't know, is recovering a cope? Did I really need to recover? Questionable. Though I feel like my body and my mind are thanking me for it. I don't know. I usually would use a gut feeling to figure out whether I did something right or not. But I'm kind of experiencing a mix. Thankful for having rested. Bad for having been lazy. Did you guys know I'm hyper allergic to dust? Dust and tree pollen, I found out. Oh my god. This video's audio quality is just going to be absolutely shot. But yeah, I'm feeling a kind of middle ground of emotion, so I can't really tell. But I suppose that's in the past now anyway, so I don't really need to think about it too much, as long as I don't carry on behaving in that way. Long story short, I've not thought about anything else. I've just been packing, unpacking, relaxing, and somehow still hitting the gym. I am getting bigger, but my concern now is that due to the food and due to also my complete and utter lack of cardio, that the weight's actually going in the wrong places. So I may just be gaining a lot of fat, but not a lot of functional muscle, you know? And that's concerning because the last thing I want is to have a really puffy face and a stomach that's hanging out. Pretty much the worst thing a man can do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start playing sports again. I haven't played anything in like a year. You know, because when I was back at uni, before my placement year, I was playing football every week. I was running around doing whatever, playing sports casually. Used to play badminton a bit. But ever since I went away, I went to the gym here and there. The last few months I've been consistent on it, but in terms of actual cardio and, actually running around and playing a sport or competing against someone, I've not done any of it. Frankly, I've had no competition in any regard in anything. So I've played Roblox a few times. Maybe that counts. But I've not actually had any sort of competition. And that's definitely not good for me as a man. I feel like masculinity thrives off of competition, so I need to get doing that again. Play badminton. I'm decent at badminton. I'm not good at it. I won't say I'm good at it, but I'm decent at badminton just by proxy of having played it casually for, I want to say, close to 10 years now. My friends are much better than me at it. I want to get good at something, like really, really good at some sport. Something where I can't be beaten by the people I know. I feel like my best bet is badminton, but the problem is that as a South Asian, all of my friends are sweats. So they've all grinded since they were like kids. I was kind of late to the party. And I don't know, man, they have that like child muscle memory, that reflex that you can't really teach. It's kind of like how boxers or fighters, when they start young, there's just a certain fluidity to them that you can't teach no matter how consistent you are later on. Supposedly. I mean, that's what my old PT used to say. I don't know if I believe him. Sounds plausible. Next week, have a lot more time to think. But I feel like the next few weeks in general are going to be quite boring and plain for me personally, just in terms of doing things outside of the status quo or the norm. I mean, I need to study. I need to get my head in the books and get all of this in my head, stuff that frankly I just don't know. And engineering is a really tough subject in general, so need to shake the rust off of my gears. I'm gonna be hitting the gym, like I said, inshallah. I'm really, I know I keep mentioning it, but I'm really, really glad that I'm going to the gym consistently, man. It's taken, oh my God, it's taken years to have some average level of consistency. I've not even been going that long, but you guys wouldn't believe how hard it's been for me to just get to this. Apart from that, I'll spend some time journaling. Yeah, I'll spend some time journaling. I feel like I might need to put some of my hobbies on the back burner. For those of you that don't know me very well, I really, really like writing. Just stories in general. I just love writing. I love to write. It genuinely makes me feel so fulfilled and so happy to just tell a story that means something. And that's happened because over the past year, I've been reading this series called Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, and then his biggest series, The Stormlight Archive. And, towards the end, it kind of fell off, I'm not going to lie, but it got me back into reading. I used to love reading as a kid, and it kind of invoked, I'm not sure what the word is. It brought back a passion for this story that I came up with, or I had like the bare bones of a very long time ago. It's kind of this dream I had, and I'm not going to get into the story details, but I've been writing it, or I've been trying to come up with a plan for it for the broader story, because it is a very like grand scale kind of story. But it does take away a lot of my time, and frankly, it's one of those hobbies that you do for fun. You know what I mean? It's not really something that is particularly productive or making you money or something like that. Is it furthering me? Yes, because it's a creative endeavor and I want to do something creative with my time as well. But I feel like right now, with exams, with fitness, with trying to make sure that I don't get fat, it's important that I cut out that, I think. So that's gonna hurt, but oh well. What needs doing? I am walking next to a primary school right now. I don't want to hear anything about that. Okay, I had no other choice. I'm not taking the longer way around just to avoid walking past the primary school. Why are they all out at this time anyway? What are they doing at 11:30? It can't be lunchtime. All right, whatever. Whatever. Trying to think, what else? What else do I have to tell you? Oh yeah, apologies. This has gone back to a Wednesday upload. I didn't mean to. But, I'm at home now. I'm not employed. I don't need to worry about waking up tomorrow for work. So maybe Wednesday does work now. We'll see. Either way, you get a video a week. So stop complaining. Okay. Sorry. Oof, voice crack, little voice cracks. I get through the entire video without my voice cracking, and then in the final 30 seconds is when it decides to go. All right, whatever, man. Okay, I think that's all I have for you this week. I will catch up with all of you sometime in the next. All right.